So they started talking. He's like, you were there 1 minute and then you were gone the next. What the fuck is up?
He's like, let me actually use everything that I seen in this fight and try to make up what you doing. You got a clone.
What? So after all the explaining was done, Hisoka goes,
I can beat you with one fucking arm.
Cash was like, bet?
He said, put one hand behind your back. He said, I'll do one better.
I'll hold up an arm.
Take the arm. I thought he was just going to wait until he got close and then stick that.
Nope.
Let him cut it off.
That shit flings in the air and Hisoka just casually catches his arm. And then Hisoka starts playing games with him. You want to see a magic trick? Pulls out a napkin out of his pocket, wraps up his cut off arm in it, and throws it up. Shit turns into cards. All the cards land on the ground. And he goes, all right, there are 13 cards lined up right here on the floor right now. I want you to think of a number from 1 to 13. Now, I want you to divide that number by the square root of pi, then divide that number by 69, then add that by, everybody's in the audience like, what the
Nope.
When did we hit algebra? And then I'm gonna guess what that number is. Reaches into his stub and pulls out a card. And he's like, the number you guessed was 1. Everybody in the audience like, oh my God, he's right.
I didn't choose that card. He was incorrect. I was very disappointed.
He takes that card and throws it in towards Castro's direction.
I said, man, I'm not here for no magic trick.
Just for that stunt, I'm gonna cut your other arm off now. And again, he holds his arm up again and goes, I told you in the first place you could have it.
Here.
He runs in, cuts off the other arm, and as soon as he cuts it off, the clone that he had vanishes. And Hisoka's like, it was a good idea for you to use the clone for that. Because if it was you that was coming in, pulls up the arm that was cut off originally, I would have used this to beat your ass. And he was like, I know this is an inability. This ain't where everybody think it is some trick. Hisoka's like, I bet I can guarantee you I know which one is the real you.
He said, all right, prove it. He went in with himself and the clone, and this turned and looked at the real one. Bro, I would have retreated too. He said, bro, how did he get it? Your clone is so pristine. It's no problems. You got everything correct, but you cannot mimic the grime that you have during a fight.
Then he looks down and see that's blood covering his cloak. When the f did that get there?
What's scary is, well, for him to know to use that card to put the grime on him. But while he did that, at the same time, he put bungee gum on him.
It takes a lot of focus for you to create these clones and stuff. How about I knock the focus out of you? And as his arm, the other arm that he had knocked off, comes flying back onto the stage and his Castro right in the sweet spot. Castro is dazed now. And Hisoka's like, you can't focus now. Here's his cards. Hits his ass in every vital point in his body.
He had that on a stanky leg and then proceeds to walk out because that fight was over. As soon as you go there, you see this one young lady in the hallway waiting for him. She was basically the one that was going to stitch him up.